The regional minister is Said Jibril. He's joined us on the line. Honorable, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Umaru.
I'm hearing that your region is really devastated by floods. Is it flood waters from the Bagre Dam spillage, or this is simply a case of rainfall that has filled up your rivers and broken the banks to lead to the destructions?
It is not actually from the Bagre Dam. These are just torrential rains we had for the past 3 days continuously. And in fact, my region is inundated by these floods. As we are speaking, the Salga-Mankango Road is cut off. Then we also have the Bamboi-Wa Road that you are well aware, connecting the trunk road, connecting the southern sector to the upper west. A village very close to Bole has totally been destroyed. The bridge there has totally been destroyed.
Now, this road you talk about is a road that connects the south to the upper west region. Does it mean then that if I want to go to upper west region, I may have to go through upper east? I can't go through your region, or there are alternative routes?
There are alternative routes as communicated by the Minister of Roads and Highways. You know, when you are coming from Kumasi, you have to take a detour through Tichimai, through Kintampo, to Fufuluso Junction, through Damango, and you hit the Sola Road again. Then you can get to Upper West and some parts of Burkina Faso.
Okay, so paint the picture for us about what's happening outside Bole and other areas like we are hearing.
Yeah, what really happened at about 11 a.m. yesterday, you know, most of the communities along the road, if you have traveled from Techimai through Wenchi, through Bamboi to Upper Westwa, you realize that most of the dams are constructed very close to the roads. And one of these dams was what caused this problem after the torrential rains we had for the past 3 days, broke its banks, and then the currents of the water moving just washed away the entire road. That is the entire bridge as we speak. That's what really has happened. And so it's causing a lot of inconveniences to travelers. For instance, when we went there today, you realize that the cars that didn't know of the destruction to the bridge have to come very close and now have to go back to, Techimai to take a detour back through the Tamale Trunk Road. They were forced to at least cross the water by canoes. And right in front of us, two nearly even drowned. We have to get the NADMO to go in quickly with their life jackets to save these two people. So as of now, we have barred all vehicles from coming through that side. If you get to Bole, the police will have to send you back to go and pass through either New Long Road through Kintampo or go back to Techimai and take the Tamale Trunk Road.
How are warnings working in the region? Are people being warned ahead of time so they don't have to waste time and go all the way there?
I think the Minister of Roads and Highways have given out a communication. And I think the communication, as I speak, I am in Damango Township, and I've seen that a lot of the vehicles are now using the Damango Fufuso Solar Road. I believe the communication has gone down well with the drivers and passengers. It's just that the only difference is that the detour has caused a lot of mileage to be covered or kilometers to be covered. Instead of going through Bamboi, you have to go through Damango, and you are adding an additional 250 kilometers to the original mileage or kilometers that you should have covered. And so drivers are up in arms with the passengers because they are trying to increase the fares because of the number of miles or kilometers they've added to the journey from Wa to Kumasi or Wa to Accra. And so that is the only situation we have now. But I believe it was only last night that the information didn't get down well with most of the drivers who didn't know that parts of the roads was not usable. And that's why that inconvenience came as of this morning. But I think that the communication has now gone through to almost every station in Accra and in the Upper West region too.
The bridge we are talking about, how old is it? Is it a new bridge? Is it an old bridge? If it's old, how old?
It is an old bridge. It was constructed somewhere in 1993. Since then, it has not seen any major rehabilitation. It is only that we do a yearly spot improvement along the roads, right from Bamboi through to Nyole to Bamboi-Wa. But this, as we speak, tomorrow, the road minister and some other engineers from the Ministry of Roads and Highways will be coming and will all be there to see the way forward as to how to quickly find an alternative to cut down the number of kilometers they are doing. So currently, with my understanding with the regional director for roads and highways who have been there, I've just spoken to the chief director of the roads and highways, who has promised that they are coming even with a contractor who will start looking at alternative ways of getting the road constructed. So the alternative way is that we are going to create a diversion of which is going to be about 1 kilometer long, just to take out the area that has been destroyed whilst we are looking at how to construct the bridge permanently. So this is what, but because of the level of the waters, this may take time because the water is still running. And so for us to be able to even do a diversion means that we have to wait till when the water recedes. Then we can do the diversion to at least mitigate the current difficulties we are facing on the road.
How soon before we see a solution to this problem?
That is what I just intimated, because we can only get a solution when the water that is running goes down or we don't have torrential rains again.
What that means that if it rains tomorrow or the day after, then it continues, the status quo remains.
Yeah, it will be pretty difficult for the contractor to begin work because of the level of water. Because as I'm speaking, even Vodafone network has been interrupted because the current of the water was able to break the fiber cables that are connecting the Upper West, Savannah region, and Tichima, Bono East. So when we went there, we even met the Vodafone engineers also struggling to make sure that they string these cables to be able to restore for a mobile phone network because the current of the water is just too much for them to bear.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us, sir.
Thank you, Umaru.
That's the Savannah Regional Minister, the Honorable Said Jibril, speaking to us about the situation there. Earlier